broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. We're doing another after show for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. This is season 11, episode 3, The Gang Hits the Slopes. I'm your host, Danica Kennedy, and you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff at Danica Kennedy. And where can they find you guys?
Go ahead.
Hey, good looking. I'm Mike Scocozza. I am dressed in my full ski bunny gear, feeling nice and fresh. Mountain Rules here. Mountain Rules.
Mountain Rules.
Fact. And I'm Joe Doyle. No, I'm not. Joe's not with us
Joe,
this week.
you're so pretty this week.
Well, you know, I tried. Marielou
What's up,
Mandl.
Joe?
You can find me on all social media at Marielou Mandl. I'm so excited to be back. I'm
Welcome
sorry
back,
I missed the
Marielou.
first
Great
2
to have you.
weeks. But I'm
Great
here.
to have you back. But you caught up, I'm sure.
Yes.
You
Oh my
watched the
gosh,
other
it was great.
episodes.
You've
What
been
do you
chuckling
think?
on your own.
Yes, it was great.
Good.
What are you thinking of season 11?
I'm loving it. Like, I love the throwbacks, and I love that this one was a retro episode. Mm-hmm. And, like, even when we were starting it, like, the title card, I don't think that they've ever done a different title card. Like, a
Switching it
themed
up.
title card.
I can't think so either. And I watched about 2 seasons of It's Always Sunny on Monday. I did nothing all
Nice.
day on Monday. And
That
yeah,
sounds like
I've
a
not
great
seen
day.
another title card. It's a new thing. Season
switching
11,
it
we're
up.
getting into some new stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
I was wondering what they were going to do for this episode because the first 2 episodes of this season were major throwback episodes.
Yeah.
Pretty, like, parallel to episodes that have already happened. And I really like when they do that. It kind of ties it all together and stuff. I think it's funny, but I was hoping they'd do something fresh.
Yeah.
Got some fresh powder.
It was fresh for the gang, you know, but...
I'm sorry.
It was fresh for the gang, but they just took every single
looks
idea. They
amazing.
took every single idea from every single 80s, like classic 80s movie. Like the music was on point, like the storylines, the references. It was nothing but like old references
It was
from old
great.
movies. It was fantastic.
But friends listening, if you are not watching us right now, you're missing out because Mike has the best outfit on, his snow bunny outfit.
You're missing out because Mike's shirtless right
Just
now.
like the horse
We're going in the hot tub
that
after
lost
this.
their tops.
Yeah.
I know. Don't you wish we could, like, host this from, like, a little hot tub right now?
Yes, can we please?
AfterBuzz, Maria, hot tub for everybody. We want to host
Request
the
from
show
the
in a
host.
hot tub,
Yep.
Yes.
please.
Specifically for this show.
Maybe even a hot tub time machine. I'm
Obviously.
not opposed to
Ew.
that. That could be fun.
Because this whole season's been time traveling. We went back to, what, 2006?
2006.
Yes.
And now we went to the 80s.
The 80s, and I mean, apparently, like, they used to go there back in the day, and they're returning to Party Mountain.
Party Mountain.
Pretty
Woo-hoo.
crazy fun place. I'm excited that they took it out of Philadelphia, too. I like when they do that.
They did. I was stoked that Map right away was wearing the duster.
Yes.
Perfect, because when you ski, you got to wear a duster.
Of
you know?
course.
And then Charlie's very first question is, where do I put my hands? Charlie always asks, where do I put my hands?
Yep.
He never knows. He never
And
knows.
he's the only one without poles.
No pulse for some reason. I don't know.
So Dee pulls out 2
Yeah.
beers and she's like, here, hold this for balance. He's like, they're made of glass. They're like, yep. Don't break
Everyone
them.
was, like, pretty impressive at first, though. Like, that ski montage, we're like, wow, they're
Yeah.
really good. And then you see Charlie come up with his beers, just, like, plowing through tables.
It's like a
and stuff.
montage in another 80s movie where you're like, everybody's at some dance, and then all of a sudden everybody there is a professional dancer, like dancing their
Yeah.
asses off. Same thing, except they're professional skiers.
I loved the outfits, too, the whole time. They did a great job at, like, costuming this episode, I
And
thought.
I feel like they got progressively funnier and funnier as
Yeah.
they went on. It was great.
Yeah, they did because their initial snow bunny outfits, their initial like skiing outfits were kind of them.
Their clothes, yeah.
Their clothes, but of course the duster's there,
Yeah.
and it makes sense. But Charlie stays in the same outfit, I think, the whole time.
The whole time.
Because I always love it when Charlie's the straight man. Like he's the one who's like, wait, this is ridiculous.
yeah.
Like when Charlie's the one that says this is ridiculous. It's,
You know it's
brilliant.
bad.
Right.
He's
Nobody else
calling the
seems to
shots.
notice that everything is strange and slightly off, but Charlie, the one who's always slightly off, is like, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
I love how immediately, like, going with the 80s ski theme, Dennis is like that classic 80s villain. He's like the jerk the whole time.
Who is the blonde haired guy that was like the dick in like every 80s movie? The Karate Kid and I can't think of his name.
I feel like I picture his face, but I don't know
that
his
was Dennis.
name.
Yeah.
The classic villain dude. That's
Classic.
who he was.
And of course it's going to be Dennis playing the villain. You know,
And
he
was
plays
it
it so well.
Dennis was wearing a little bit of makeup. He had like
usual.
some lip gloss on and like some blush to look, snow-kissed.
You gotta look good on the mountain.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, they're only there for 2 days, and he hires this, like, ski team. He gets these uniforms. He's getting the skis, like, waxed and, razored the right way or, like, carved or something crazy. He just, like, took it to the next level and even stopped drinking. That's a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
That is a surprise.
He took his ski tournament race very serious.
It's a serious issue. You gotta treat it as such.
Yeah, because 30 years, if you lose, right, which is what we learn eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Yeah.
Dennis can be a loser a little bit. We'll get into that. It was so ridiculous, though, how, like, intense he got about it. And they're only there for 2 days, so it's like, calm down. But the rest of them
They keep always
definitely got
referencing that as
hammered.
well. They're like, oh, we're here 2 days.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So competitive, though. I love that they had the, like, evil villain, though, because every great 80s movie has that. It's amazing.
Oh, you have to.
But, I mean, Frank, he immediately, starts plotting, and he wants to buy Party Mountain and make it Snow Mountain, which at first I was
Snow Palace.
Snow Palace, exactly. Which
This isn't just a mountain. This is a palace.
It's a palace.
It's exquisite.
What did he say? It was for, like, rich people to, like, millionaires to bring their, like...
Come bring their whores.
Hot whores to
Their
bang
classy
them and
whores,
stuff.
yeah.
And when I heard the name Snow Palace, I immediately thought, like, okay, is there going to be, like, a ton of cocaine, like, Frank's about to do? Which it didn't go that direction, but that's what
I thought you were
going
to say something sexual.
Well, that's more what it went into.
There was a lot. I gotta say, a lot of nudity in this episode. Love it. More nudity. More nudity.
sex.
More sex in the show, please. Yeah.
And I was wondering, the way that it looked, like, if when the DVD comes out or when they release it, like, is it not going to have all the...
I don't know.
All the blurs on the boobs?
I don't know. Now I'm just kind of curious, in general. I just want to know.
Well, talking about sex, I mean, let's get into Charlie's plot line. I mean... This hot girl, Tatiana, just comes along with Frank with this whole plan for Snow Palace, and she's, like, banging hot. She has caviar, champagne.
Well, at the time, she says, "Oh, I've been waiting for you, Charlie," and you're like, "Oh my God, it's Mountain Rules." Somehow she, like, knows him. You know what I mean? And then later on, we come to find out she's just a whore that Frank paid for. So
exactly. It was all just like a big scam, of course, because that's how Frank is.
But I think Charlie and Tatiana had a great time.
Oh, yeah.
The sex scenes were great.
It was so funny.
So
Charlie's face, he cracks me up, but they have, like, the bear rag, and they're just, like, banging and stuff. Yeah. And when he first gets into the hot tub with her when she's, like, topless.
Fully clothed.
Yeah.
So funny.
He just jumps right in.
Yeah.
Jumps right in.
He's like, let the mountain do its business.
I don't think Charlie's ever banged anybody on the show. Like, I don't ever remember them. D. You're right.
Which was, like, a really big
You still think
deal.
that's going to come back.
Well, I immediately in this episode, I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if there's going to be, like, D drama. But of course, they never take it there. They're so, like, friend zoned. But I wonder, like, maybe last season, they'll, like, I'm hoping for that, obviously. But
they just end up together, like, that's how it ends.
Or they at least, like, bang again or something. Like, something awkward happens.
It's unresolved, Mike. It's unresolved.
You gotta wait and see. It's a cliffhanger.
They'll get drunk again. Something will happen.
I mean, the gang gets into all sorts of stuff. You never know. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Anything goes.
I mean, we have been pretty spot on with predictions, I have to say, because I
pretty good.
said that, well, I said Frank was going to bang a whore, but I was kind of close.
I mean, he paid for the whores.
Yeah.
At that point.
And he did in last week's episode, so I guess, a lot of the things keep coming up, though.
Yeah.
But,
wait, what was the burnout guy's name?
Oh, what was it?
Driscoll?
It was Dave Driscoll.
Dave Driscoll.
And
classic.
He was the party animal who ended up being, like, way older. He was just, like, such a burnout.
When they go to their apartment, it's so great.
so
They're
sad.
recycling cans to pay for rent.
What was the
Rent
name of
money.
the apartment? It was ridiculous. They had like some sign on the door. I'm totally blanking on it right now. But it was, they're paying for the rent with the recycling, and like one of the roommates
Kevin
thought.
Farley made a cameo. Kevin Farley.
I love him so much too.
So
I was
good.
like, yes.
We were
I
talking
was
about
excited
cameos.
about
Like,
it.
who was
Yeah.
going to be cameo? I would have never thought Kevin Farley.
And of all people, that's a cool person
Yeah.
to bring in. I mean,
And I love how he played it.
comedians.
It's like, have there been any girls here recently? He goes, my daughter was here 6 weeks ago. To serve me papers."
They're like, count it. And he's like, no,
Count it.
no.
And then he was like, oh, I was at court all day. And at first you're like, lawyer? No, of course not. Trying to get
No.
custody of the kid or like all this problem.
Did you come in my burrito?
Did you come in my burrito? Where's my burrito?
Oh
Did
my
you come
gosh.
in
He's
it?
like, no, I wouldn't do that to you, man.
That would be a lot of work. I'm just going to say, to like unfold it, do your
Yeah.
thing, put it back. Like, it would be very noticeable if somebody did come in your burrito. I feel like you would know it.
That is a horrible prank. That is a mean prank.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Hey,
we learned how
mountain
they
rules.
felt about
really
Mountain rules.
good.
Anything goes.
I know. Apparently, because his other pranks were awful too, like cutting the hole to watch the women in the shower.
the peephole glory hole.
Porkies. Oh, so good.
Oh, and the plan with that, I mean, I love how Dee was like, I don't get how this is a prank by any means, but he was like, yeah, just wait till like I get my dick hard and like stick it in there, and then he's like trying to get it hard, and it's just the most uncomfortable scene. There's a lot of
And
nudity.
the sound. You like hear the sound.
And then he
shot,
says like,
the
oh, I
angle,
can't
everything.
get there, but if you guys get there first, just go ahead. Like,
Yeah.
if you're already hard, go ahead of me. I'll circle back. What?
What? And then like Dee's just standing there like, what are you guys
Yeah,
doing?
even
Like,
back in the part when everybody takes their top off, she's like, well, I'm not going to take my top off.
I'm just gonna keep
Yeah.
this covered, keep
Right.
it on. But the big finale of it all, I mean, it's all leading up to Dennis's
To the
like,
big race.
winning moment. I
Yeah.
mean, the big race. He's been
big
training the entire time. And that scene kind of made me cringe a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When his ankle snapped.
But what about his team that he brought in? And that's kind of where we get Charlie acknowledging the mountain announcer that knows everything. And then we learn about the Swedish people that Dennis brought in.
Swiss. They're good skiers, the Swiss.
The Swiss.
Oh, yeah. They know the Alps. I
They got
mean,
those Alps.
they're pros up there.
Yeah.
This episode actually made me really want to go skiing, by the way.
Yeah?
I don't know about you guys. I mean, you seem ready.
I'm
mean,
ready to hit the slopes. I'm actually going there right after this.
You're ready for like an 80s
It's a
movie,
nighttime
too.
ski, yeah.
Oh, the announcer, though, commenting specifically on like what they were doing. Little creepy, but
Mountain rules.
I mean,
So
mountain
awesome.
rules.
Mountain rules.
Anything goes, I
Anything
guess.
goes.
That's the mountain rule. The rules are there on our new rules. Is that what it is, kind of?
I think that's what
Is it like Vegas and snow?
I don't think. I think if it happens on the mountain, it doesn't stay on the mountain. It just has its own set of rules.
Gotcha.
It's a little different than
Like you
Vegas.
can get away with more.
You can get away with stuff, but people are gonna find out about it.
Okay. Gotcha.
I
But
think
no one
eventually.
cares.
I don't know, I've never
Yeah.
been skiing,
It's
but I
just
feel like
cool.
I need to go now.
You need to go.
What is that like in the 80s now? Is like, 2016 ski mountain rules are not the same.
I mean, if you play a
Totally.
bunch of 80s
There's
music
snowboarders
and you
in a
dress
way.
in like bright colors,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to borrow your outfit.
You're basically getting the effect of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Alright.
just have like uglier outfits now, and all the snowboarders are just like sitting in the way. That's how I see it as a skier. I'm like, come on, guys, always in the
Oh,
way.
you want to throw down? I'm a boarder.
Oh, you're a boarder.
I'm
Oh,
really
you're
not a
in the
boarder.
way.
I'm a tuber. Get off my hill.
Oh.
Get off my
See,
hill.
I could get
That's
into
the fun
tubing.
way to do
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah.
the best way. Then you don't
Tubing's
have to worry
great.
about like snapping your ankles and going off jumps like that.
Ugh.
I heard
Their sound effects were nuts.
random side note, but I heard that like there's some reality show coming out about celebrities where they put them in these like extreme skiing like situations where they have to do like these crazy jumps and stuff, and I'm like, this sounds like the most dangerous show
Like
ever.
Bear Grylls, like when he takes celebrities out into the wilderness, except
but
with
just
ski
ski
jumps?
jumps and that's it with different
who would
celebrities.
sign up for that?
Are,
Well,
we,
and, like,
are we scraping the bottom of the barrel
crazy.
for
That
ideas
sounds
now?
incredibly dangerous.
Isn't that a horrible idea?
Horrible idea.
Well, and also like I've been skiing a lot, but doing jumps, that's like terrifying. That's scary. And I mean, in this show, the second Dennis goes up there, you're like, is he gonna make it? And then it's just like snap, and poor Charlie's just like cruising around like turtle that's gonna win the race potentially. But then what's his face? Dave Driscoll gets like
Driscoll gets busted.
busted while
busted.
you know they're trying to cross the finish line pathetically, and fake hair the whole time. Gotta
time.
love that. A little embarrassing, but trying to stay young in the party phase. And then he gets dragged away, and it's very pathetic.
He rips open the police officer's shirt.
I mean, if you're going out, you got to go out in a blaze of glory.
He did it.
I felt like it was supposed to be like Frank's old friend from Party Mountain from the 80s, and it like brought him back in a way, because obviously he's like an older guy that's been there for like 20 years just doing nothing, it seems like.
Frank seems to have all these old connections from his past that always creep into his life now.
How rich do you guys think Frank is?
So rich.
I told you, he's got buttloads of money just stored away somewhere. He's not letting anybody in on that shit.
He loves to live in squalor. That's where, like, in the last episode where he writes the check to Dennis and Dee, I think that was a good check. It's just because the date was too far away.
I loved that so much.
Yeah. They, like, really could have claimed a lot of his money, but...
Well, and all his elaborate ideas, like, for billionaires or millionaires and things like that. And I'm like, ooh, so fancy. And then it never really happens, though. So I'm like, is he just, like, full of it, or is he loaded? It's one or the other.
I gotta say, getting to the end of it, I did not see that this entire thing would be about him fracking the mountain and using its resources. Like, the whole time you think it's gonna lead up to something else, and then it's kind of like, no, I just wanted to rob the mountain of its resources. Fuck everybody. That's basically
no
what
one
he thought.
noticed.
Yeah, nobody noticed. Yeah.
Frank fracked the mountain.
But, like, how did he do that?
I feel like that, I don't know the fracking process, but I feel like it would be very in-depth.
I feel like he would need, like,
You would need more than
staff.
2 days to do it, too, I feel.
He distracted them, though. He did it.
He did it.
I
I mean, if
believe in
anybody
Frank.
could do it, it's Frank Reynolds. You know?
I didn't expect him to do that, but I did expect him to buy the whore that Charlie slept with, because I'm like, there's no way that girl's just, like, there.
Hey, it's mountain rules.
I don't know.
She's not getting these mountain rules yet. Come on.
I don't get it, I guess. I must need to go to the mountains more, I guess.
Let's go.
That's
Let's
what
go.
needs
Let's see
to
what
happen.
happens.
2 days, get in a
all you
competition,
need.
something like that.
That's all you need.
Well, I mean, that was pretty much it for this episode. I'm glad they switched it up a lot. Did you guys think it was great overall?
It was good. My roommate actually worked on this season, and I knew
Nice.
that they did a ski episode. Like, I knew it was happening, so I was like always curious how they were gonna do it, and I was so glad with the way it turned out.
What a fun show to work on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's so many stories.
He drives like all the props around, like all the sets and stuff like that.
So I bet he has like really weird props he has to get, because
Oh,
it's like,
yeah. No, like-
get a toe knife and like a weird rum ham.
No, Paddy's pub just sits in like a warehouse somewhere, and I remember he would like sent me pictures when he was going to pick it up last year. He's like, oh, now I'm gonna go assemble Paddy's pub. I was like,
That's awesome.
yeah.
The outside of Paddy's pub is in downtown LA. I used to live downtown, but it's
Yeah,
like
it's
in
right
a
by
really
Villains.
like sketchy kind of area. It's kind of
Yeah, there's just nothing over there.
Yeah,
it's
it's kind of
starting
like
to,
a
come around a little bit, but yeah, it's just
starting
warehouses.
to get a little busier. It's kind of near Skid Row, but you just like drive by and you're like, oh my god, it's Paddy's. But of course,
Yeah.
like nothing's really inside. They have like a full set
Oh,
somewhere
no,
else
yeah.
and stuff. It's
Yeah,
all like
yeah.
sound stages and stuff. Oh, what a fun show to work on. I would love to be an extra just to like watch them like
I keep trying to
rehearse.
tell him, like, hey, you need an extra.
Yeah, just hang out and watch them perform. It would be so funny to watch them do those scenes, even if they're like messing up or whatever.
I feel like this is a show too where the characters are so ridiculous and over the top anyway, where if you screw up, like, it doesn't matter, it just plays into the character even more.
just
you know what
works.
I mean? Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. Do you guys have any predictions?
Oh, I definitely predict that they're going to keep with this time traveling thing.
I like that.
So, like, we did 2006, we did the 1980s, so maybe they're going to go back to, like, the 30s. I don't know. Stone Age, Sonny.
Oh, interesting.
More reason for you to wear this outfit again.
Yeah. Well, we can arrange that.
All right.
I'm gonna go with. I think there's gonna be a big party in the future. A big blowout party, and more horrors.
More horrors.
More horrors.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think is going to happen. I think, like, definitely more horrors and more drugs, more debauchery overall. I'm hoping for more craziness where they, like, travel a little bit more, whether it's in time or to different places.
I'm excited to see when they bring cricket back to what's gonna happen to cricket.
Yes,
what state
cricket.
cricket's gonna be? Because
Oh,
he's coming back,
yeah.
and he's gonna be
Oh my
even worse
gosh.
than last year.
I want to try to get him in the studio. Fingers crossed, guys. But
Crick, come on!
yeah, let us know what you guys think of the show. Please tweet us, keep up with us. And one last time, where can they find you?
Mike Scocozza, SCOCOZZA, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Look it up.
Yeah, you can find me on all social media at Marielou Mandl, MARIELOUMANDL.
And you can find me online at Danica Kennedy, and you can find us all at AfterBuzz TV. Thanks for watching.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.